Hi there. Before we continue on our path towards solid ground, which we'll do in this video by briefly exploring the collateral damage of stress, for example, how it turns us into wounded animals and what it robs us of, and before looking at a practical method for sorting chaos into manageable chunks, I wanted to say something about the phoenix, whose image I chose for this work long before the channel was created. First, it is of personal significance to me, and its importance was captured in this beautiful image commissioned specially for me. Second, I'm sure you know about the legend of this mythical golden bird associated with renewal and regeneration, and the phrase about rising like a phoenix from the ashes. It's a metaphorical expression describing a person or thing that emerges transformed after a period of adversity or destruction. The phrase and what it means originate in Greek mythology. In ancient and medieval literature, the phoenix is depicted as a vibrant and majestic bird that is destroyed by fire, but through determination and perseverance rises from the ashes to become stronger, smarter, and more powerful and effective than before. Rising from the ashes of its previous life, the phoenix is a symbol of hope, of life and of better things to come, born from the knowledge and experience of difficult times and challenging circumstances. And by reframing stress, is this not what we are looking to do? To use our own strengths, resources, environments, even burnt ones, and like the phoenix, rebuild our lives. So let's not just admire the image of the phoenix and the phrase, let's live it. So far, we have spent a bit of time in the quicksand of our lives, and we have been given some encouragement about being able to rise again, even from ashes, like the phoenix. Now let's move to the next step along the process of reframing stress by reflecting on the consequences, the wreckage we are left with, even if some of it might only be temporary. And then we will look at a way to regain some internal steadiness almost immediately. Shall we begin? The wounded animal. Have you noticed that when you're stressed, you start acting like a wounded animal? You snap or growl at the people you love or withdraw into a shell, not because you're mean, but because you're hurting. Have you thought about why you react in this way when you are hurt? Have you thought about how stress alters your perceptions and tolerance? And have you ever reflected on how you operate like a changed person, and usually not for the better? Stress as a thief doesn't just take our peace, it steals our rest, our sleep, our joy, our personal ambition. It creates a fog that leads to self-sabotage. And what about quiet or loud wreckage? What stress steals also becomes things we sacrifice. For example, harmonious relationships, level-headed money management. Stress has a long reach. It has the ability to destroy relationships through withdrawal or silence or explosive friction. Then there's the fallacy of being able to do it all. When we're in quicksand and usually operating from a state of panic, I would say it's natural to try absolutely everything to deal with the quicksand and survive. But in metaphorical quicksand, it's a good idea to stop trying to fix everything at once. That's just adding to the wreckage. Trying to fix the byproducts of stress, for example, like appearing confident when you don't really feel confident, only adds more pressure. Instead, I'd like to suggest you use a 3 piles method to regain your internal steadiness. Here's how it works. In the human sciences, we use a big word, partializing, which essentially means breaking down issues into small chunks and dealing one by one with those small chunks. Partializing is a great word, but I think 3 piles is less threatening and can be visualized more easily. Get ready to start visualizing the 3 piles with all the overwhelm, the wreckage as follows. 1 pile is the one you can do something about. The second pile is the one you can do nothing about. And the third pile is the one that someone else can do something about. When we have 3 small piles instead of one enormous monster to deal with, it immediately makes it easier for us to become steadier internally. Which would you prefer? One big thing to stare at, or 3 small things to look at? One small pile at a time, separating issues and assigning them to their own piles makes it so much easier to navigate the menaces. Let's repeat this. The one I can do something about, the one I can do nothing about, the one that someone else can do something about. When we take back our power in this way, this process becomes what I can do, what I can't do, and what someone else must do. And to bring in some stoicism thinking, what is up to us, what's not up to us, what is within our control, what is not. We'll explore further in future videos and in the stress reframed Paco straws framework. For now, thanks for your attention.